If anybody knows me, they know that I'm avid Udyr main. You don't notice, I'm a fucking avid Udyr main. He's getting nerfed so fucking hard lately because of pro play. I don't even understand why he's in the pro play right now, because literally he does fuck all in the late game. Early game, pretty strong. Like, he could just go in, air stance somebody, then Phoenix, right? Like, most of the time, most of his damage comes from Phoenix, right? But let's look at fucking how many times this dude has been nerfed this season. This fucking season. Okay, so bug fix. This is basically the newest thing. Not much there, just a bug fix, which this was actually the worst bug ever. Like, it was pretty bad bug. I clearly remember this. But then the next patch, he's so some bug fixes, you know. But then fucking gets damage reduced on Phoenix biz. This is when he started getting into pro play. Because everybody seemed like, oh my god, Chem Tank is fucking broken. And that's literally the only item that's fucking broken on him is Chem Tank. And then they nerfed Chem Tank. So they already put indirect nerfs in place. They nerfed Chem Tank, they nerfed Deadmans, they even nerfed Lichbane. But that was a little bit later down the line. They were just like, all right, we'll throw in a nerf. I was like, all right, I guess he can get nerfed. And then again, in this patch, he gets fucking nerfed again. The next patch gets nerfed by just his auto attacks, which, if you don't know, that's pretty fucking big because all Udyr does is auto attack. That is literally all he does. And then the next patch gets another fucking nerf. They did buff his AP, but going full AP Udyr is fucking ridiculously dumb. Like, it's the dumbest thing. If you go full AP, it's useless unless you're in a lane. Most of the time you're jungling Udyr. Top lane Udyr is like okay, but you're gonna go tier most of the time when you're in top lane unless you understand his full mana potential. But most of the time you're gonna run out of mana on Udyr because you have to change stances every fucking second basically to keep up with your passive. Because all his passive does is give you a little bit of attack speed and movement speed. That is all his fucking passive does. But they already nerfed indirect nerfs. They nerfed Chem Tank, Lichbane, and Deadmans, which is all they recently Udyrs have been building. So Triforce is fucking garbage right now on Udyr. Like, if you build that shit on Udyr, it's so fucking bad. That's why nobody's building Triforce. Most of the time, in laners aren't even building Triforce. They're skipping that item. They're going into other mythics, and that's why I hate the mythic system, because you're getting locked down to one item. It's just the dumbest thing. Why lock out items that you can't build? Because it would be a good secondary item. It wouldn't be a good primary item on Udyr right now in the meta that we're in. It's because he's mostly he's a tank right now that goes somewhat small AP, but half the time you don't even do that. You'll buy one Lichbane and it's like, well, that's your damage, and they already fucking nerfed that item. I think in the next patch they're gonna be switching around like the movement speed on items too, and that's just destroying like Udyr, because all he does is run at you and run fast. It's the movement speed that's making this champion relevant in competitive play. And late to early game, he just literally doesn't do anything late game. Early game he's pretty good, but late game you go into a team fight, all you're gonna do is bear stance probably 1 to 2 people, and you're not gonna be able to do much damage at all. You can't even, most of the time you can't even switch stances because you're locked down so hard by other CC, because their CC lasts way longer. Udyr's lasts literally 1 second. Literally 1 second. Like, there's CC in the game that literally slow you longer than you're stunned. so you can't get towards them. You could say buy Merc Treads, but Lucidity Boots is the best right now because there is no item that gives cooldown reduction at a low, like no mythic that gives you a good cooldown reduction that's tanky. There's none. You have to get you don't even get it second item because you're building Deadmans, so you buy Lucidity Boots because there's nothing you can buy besides Trinity Force, which is fucking dog shit. Like Trinity Force is garbage right now. It's so bad compared to back in the day where it used to give crit back in the day. It used to give mana. It doesn't even give mana anymore, which is ridiculous. Sheen doesn't have any mana to it. You buy it $700 for Sheen. It does eventually give you 20 cooldown reduction, but when you're building it, it only gives 10 cooldown reduction when you're building it. But when you finish it, you do get 20, but it's ridiculous. It's like they nerfed this guy so hard to get him out of competitive because he's getting a rework. That is the only reason. That is literally the only reason. You have to understand there are champions that are broken right now, like broken, like, and they just want to get rid of him. They don't think he's fun to watch, and I understand that. I do understand that he is not fun to watch, but damn, is he fun to play. Personally, I think he's fun to play. Other people might not agree with that, but other people might hate playing against Udyr, but it's the easiest counterplay is just to kite him. You just run away. Yeah, he runs faster than you, but you stun him, you run away. Most of the time, you have a disengage anyway as an Ezreal. You're maybe a Talon. Talon can jump over any wall he wants without any mana. He doesn't use mana on that ability. You understand that? He doesn't use... I would understand if he used mana to get away with that, but no, he jumps over any wall he wants. Udyr runs at you. Literally runs at you. There are other champions that run at you as well. Like, oh, Master Yi, what does he do? Oh, he goes invulnerable when he runs at you because he just goes inside of you. Does Udyr do that? No. He just runs at you. You could still hit him anytime. Still hit him. There's other champions that run at you. Darius runs at you. Oh, he gets a pull. He pulls you, and he also dunks you and resets every time he gets a kill. What does Udyr do? He runs at you. Gets a little shield based on AP, so you have to build AP, but your Tiger stance gets negated because you're going AP because that's AD, and then your Banner stance just stuns for 1 second. Literally 1 second. You have to wait 5 to 6 seconds to get another stun off on the same character. So yeah, runs at you. I'm serious. It's ridiculous to how much he gets fucking nerfed. Like, he got nerfed 5 times in a row this patch. So I think it's 5. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty sure it's 5. It's a bug fix. Bug fix. A little bit of a, but yeah, it's ridiculous how much he's getting destroyed and gutted, and because of pro play he's getting gutted because nobody wants to see him, and in solo queue he's gonna get destroyed now just because he doesn't have any way to engage besides run at you and use chem tank, which is chem tank I think is a fucking useless item right now after they gutted the fucking item. Like, the item is just, it's not good anymore, especially when, like, the whole point of buying it was clears, and then they nerfed his clear, and then they nerfed the item, and he's done. He's done as a champion until he gets reworked, and they might even nerf him again to try and keep him out. Like, it's getting ridiculous, but I'm looking forward to other changes that other champions are getting. Like Tom Kench, he's in PvE right now. He is getting his ultimate on an ability. Yep. But Udyr deserves to get nerfed. Like, do you understand that? Tahm Kench's, it's getting smaller range, right? It's only like 300 units. But 300 units, it's basically you put TF's old back in the day. TF's old alt used to be on his ability. That's basically what he's doing. But it also knocks people up now. So they're making him an engager. He used to only save people and eat people sometimes, but now his old Devour is now in his ult, which it's 120 cooldown, which it goes down every time you level it. But you can actually now tongue lash people into his mouth. Like, what? But Udyr deserves to get nerfed. I know that's not even on live servers right now, but it's telling me where League of Legends is going, and they're just destroying old champions that are in the game. I want this champion to get reworked, to get 200 fucking dashes, because that's what League of Legends is if you do not have a way to engage, you cannot do anything. You get shut down by CC. Like, all of it is CC down. If your champion doesn't have a CC, you're pretty much useless. I think Gwen is so garbage. She can do a lot of damage, but she has no CC in her kit. You could just go up to her and hit her. But if you're a ranged champion, you can't hit her because she goes in that mist. But most of the time, if you're a melee carry, which I mostly play melee champions, you could just run at her and kill her because she has no CC, no way to stop you. But yeah, this is a fucking rant, and I understand that, but like, this champ is my favorite champion in the game, and he is getting gutted because of pro play, and I hate it. I think it's so fucking stupid. Like, he doesn't deserve to get nerfed this hard just because of pro play. It's literally the reason. They even say it for this patch, this current patch. They say, yep, it's towards pro play. But you can build AP, but all the other builds are garbage. When Triforce was the best item on this champion like a couple seasons ago. Triforce was the item to get, and then you just build tank, right? Most of the time you build tank. You can build a little bit of it, other AD items, but he used to be mostly a AD champion. You could build a little bit of AP if you want. You could do a flavor of the month build with full AP, but you gotta basically go full tank AP, and it's still pretty garbage. Yeah, it's ridiculous. There are changes that they have done to this champ that are good. Don't get me wrong. I remember when Bear Stance, I'm pretty sure, didn't even have a lunge. Trust me, I understand they do stuff to this champ. They have tried to push him towards where he's good, but recently they're just trying to get rid of him because they know they're going to rework him. They want him out of the meta, and this is the only time he's ever been in pro play. Basically the only time. He has been in the past, like a long time ago. Even I think the meta where, what was it, ZZ Rot was a big meta for him, but ZZ Rot's out of the game. He was just a pusher. That's all he did, was push with ZZ Rod. And they didn't even do that correctly. Well, the pro play, because in pro it's completely different. You play mostly with your team. In solo queue, you're mostly playing by yourself. Yeah, you play around your team, but you don't play with them. You play around them. Like, it's 1v9 in solo queue. You have to play pretty much by yourself, and nerfing his damage, you can't really do that anymore. You can still do it, but you have to build AP, and your team's gonna flame you because you're building AP most of the time, because they want you to build tank, and then you're not gonna be able to do damage. I'm just saying, man, It's obvious. If Triforce was actually good, I'd build it. But they just gutted that fucking item. That item's been gutted for a long time now. I want this guy back in the meta. In some way. I honestly want a rework. I know they're pushing the rework, but it's gonna be till 2022. You're gonna see more champions get reworked. Like literally, Tahm Kench is getting reworked. I didn't know he was getting reworked at all. People said they knew about it, but I didn't actually think he was gonna. But I always thought Tahm Kench's ult was the worst, one of the worst ults in the game. You just moved. It was basically what they're doing is I had to look it up. I forgot her name. It was Rek'Sai. So Rek'Sai's ult used to just teleport, and then they made it like so she was an assassin more with that ult. Now they're swapping the ultimates. I feel like they're just doing that. The ultimate. They want to keep the same like thematic for him. So it knocks up for Tahm Kench now, and then the ult it's eats, and then you could also eat teammates, but they get a shield after they come out, which is good. I think it's actually a great change for Tahm Kench. Tahm Kench was so bad. Now he's more of an engager. But if you understand, like, what they're doing is they're giving everybody gap closers in this game. Like, I'll point out like every champion that has a gap closer: Aatrox, Ahri, Akali, Alistar, Mumu. Anivia does not, Annie does not, Aphelios does not, but they all have CC in their kit. If you don't have CC in your kit, you're useless. Ashe does not have a gap closure, but this is all CC based champion. Aphelios has a way to. He's more of a roaming champ, so he roams. Udyr has a gap closer and a CC. If you don't think like knockups are CC, it's CC. Bard, he has a roaming tool, CC. Gap closer is grab, knockup CC. Brand CC. Braum CC. Kaylin has a disengage, and CC with her cupcakes. Camille, engage, CC. Cassiopeia. Like I can go on and on, dude. There's Mundo's just got reworked. I think Mundo's rework is actually great. I'm honestly probably gonna fucking. I'm an Udyr main, and I fucking want to play Mundo. Like this change to him is actually great. I played one game of him, but we won that game. I've been playing Udyr recently after the changes. I've been losing every game. I know it's probably copium. Oh, it's just you're just thinking about the nerfs now, and you're like, dude, no. I've always thought this way about Udyr. He just doesn't have anything late game. He has nothing late game. You can stun somebody for 1 second. For 1 second. He doesn't do damage late game. Unless you're really squishy, you do not do damage to anybody. It is literally impossible. Unless you're an AD carry, you're not doing damage. He's not doing damage. Unless you go full damage. You still might not even do damage because you're running at them and you die. Graven has CC, Echo, like everybody has CC in their kit. Everybody. Excluding probably some ADCs. And most of these have gap closers. I could name like Nara has gap closer, Hecarim has a gap closer. Like even Ivern has a gap closer. And CC. Like Jax has a gap closer. The only thing Udyr's gap closer is he flashes on you. But if you don't take flash and you take ghost, which I have done, because that is what feels like I have to do. Because if I flash in, I'm dead at team fights. Like late game. If you ghost in, you can at least run away. But you're most likely dead late game. Yeah, there are times where he just runs away from your team and you didn't kill him. You probably didn't have CC to kill him because most of the time you can just CC him down because he doesn't half the time you do Merc Treads anymore because Lucidity Boots is good. Like that's what's meta is Lucidity Boots. They had it was so meta they had to nerf it by increasing the how much you have to pay for it. But yeah, most of these champs have Like even Olaf, he runs at you, right? Has an R to disable CC. I honestly think what they should do when they rework him is use his spirits in some way. You still make him a melee champ, what I want, because I love that he's a melee champ. That's what I play. I play melee champs. I do not like ADCs. I like playing ADC when I play bot lane, but most of the time, even though that's my second favorite role, I don't want to fucking do it because I'm gonna die. Because you just get fucking CC'd to death by your jungler, like Zac, Warwick. But yeah, he's an early game champ. He's always been an early game champ. Late game, he's not a champion. He doesn't do anything. He runs at you. You can CC and kill him. Sometimes he'll kill you, but it's pretty rare. As you could, if your team is synergized enough, you just delete him. He's tanky, but he's not the tankiest champion in the game. He's not. I'd rather have like a Trundle or fucking even Set's like more of a fighter. Like Udyr is a fighter, but Set's way more of a fighter. He has like a true damage shield. True damage shield. And that's one part of his kit. That's one ability. He has a collapser, as in he claps people. He's claps people's cheeks. Even Shaco is like was broken in the, I think he just got nerfed, but he was actually great. But if you guys understand where I'm coming from, he just needs something. I'm not saying fucking give this guy gap closer like every fucking champion in this game, but he's getting nerfed fucking so fucking often that it's ridiculous. Yeah, he's been getting only buffs, but he's needed these buffs to stay relevant. He's needed these, and you to understand where I'm coming from, why I'm so pissed. Spirit Guard is Udyr. If you play fucking any other skin, it feels fucking terrible. Like, I know what I'm saying is like, oh, the feeling of the champion feels bad, but like, if you're playing Phoenix Stance and you're playing Phoenix Stance on another skin, it just feels terrible because he's like fucking Naruto the whole time, and it doesn't even feel like you're hitting somebody. That's why I mostly play Spirit Guard. Not because it looks cooler. It does look cooler, but it's literally the animations. And back in the day, people said Udyr's rework was this rework, or this skin was the rework. It literally is. It feels so bad when you play other skins. Yeah. If you guys like this rant, go ahead and like it. Yeah. Hey guys.